Hello and a very warm welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News and Global Television, which is coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Amina Jibril. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nigecomsat. President Bola Tinubu has paid an official visit to the Oba of Lagos, Oba Rilwan Akiolu, at his Iga Idungaran Palace, a site rich in culture and tradition. This was contained in a statement shared on X by the president. The president praised the virtues of traditional institutions and their leaders, noting that traditional institutions play vital roles in shaping the society. President Tinubu disclosed that during the visit, they discussed the role traditional institutions play in shaping the society and how they can improve on their role as partners in governance and development, emphasizing the importance of leveraging traditional values in building a cohesive society that promotes prosperity for all citizens. And the Nigerian Army has embarked on an ambitious project to plant 1 million date palm seedlings, with the initial phase starting at its farm in Giri, Abuja. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, represented by the Chief of Special Services Programs, the Army, Major General Henry Wesley, began the planting with 5,000 seedlings at the farm. Oluyede said that the project was part of the Presidential Directive on Agriculture to boost food production in Nigeria through initiatives such as exploiting army farms and ranches. And the Kebbi State Police Command has confirmed the death of 2 police officers during a gun battle with Lakura bandits who invaded Fulani settlement in Netini village along the Argungu-Kangiwa road. This was contained in a statement issued by the command's public relations officer, Nafiu Abubakar, stating that the assailants rustled an unspecified number of cows during the attack. The statement added that a team from the Safe Highway distress report to the scene and engaged the bandits in a fierce exchange of gunfire, but the bandits were eventually forced to flee into the forest with gunshot wounds, and the police successfully recovered some of the stolen cattle. The Commissioner of Police, Kebbi State Command Bello Sani, condemned the tragic incident and prayed for the repose of the souls of the fallen officers. Meanwhile, former governor of Sokoto State, Atahiru Bafarawa, has alleged that notorious terrorist and bandit kingpin Bello Turji had mobilized his men and launched attacks in communities along the Zamfara-Sokoto axis, calling on the government to intervene. Reports have indicated that Turji, whose relatives were allegedly detained by security operatives for alleged terrorist act, issued a 1st January 2025 deadline for his relative to be freed. A local in the affected communities had told journalists that Turji and his men had since launched attacks on the communities, particularly those in Shinkafi local government area, causing hundreds to flee to supposedly safer locations. Recall that the governor of Zamfara State, Daud Lawal Dere, had in an interview reiterated that his administration was not contemplating any peace pact with the terrorists and would continue to support the military, security operatives and the Askarawan Zamfara, the state security outfit, so that they restore peace and sanity in all parts of the state. And the Nigeria Police Force, NPF, has dismissed claims circulating on social media that a deputy commissioner of police in Kaduna State was arrested for supplying firearms to bandits and kidnappers as a lecturer at Bayes University. Adamu Garba Zango alleged that a deputy commissioner of police with the Kaduna State Police Command was detained for helping bandits and kidnappers obtain firearms. The police spokesperson ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, in a statement, said that the individual in the circulated image is not a serving officer and that the image has been in the internet archives since 2019. According to the statement, the individual in the image is identified as Kingsley Odoyan. a civilian who was detained by the Akwa Ibom State Police Command on January 2nd, 2019, for posing as an Assistant Commissioner of Police. The police spokesperson therefore noted that there is no connection between the Kaduna State Police Command and the false allegations propagated by Zango. Hence, the command condemned the spread of false information, which not only tarnishes the image of the force, but also undermines public trust and safety. Also, a policeman whose identity was yet to be revealed has been arrested and detained after an accidentally discharged bullet from his gun hit and killed a young woman identified as Ifeoluwa Adekalu in Ado-Ekiti, Ekiti State. The police officer involved was reportedly on a visit to the station when his gun discharged a bullet at the Okele police station in Ado-Ekiti, killing the woman. He was said to have released the bullets while in a joyous mood over the news of promotion of one of his colleagues. And the Imo State Governor, Senator Hope Uzodinma, and his wife, Chioma Uzodinma, have celebrated a decade of marital bliss. The special occasion took place at the Government House Chapel in Owerri, the Imo State capital, with a Holy Mass presided over by the Auxiliary Bishop of Olu Diocese. In attendance were senators, governors, and other dignitaries who came to honor the couple. Global TV Imo State correspondent Amarachi Ibe reports from Owerri.
It was a moment of joy and thanksgiving as the governor and his wife celebrate the occasion in an atmosphere of love and gratitude. In his sermon, the bishop emphasized the importance of love, unity, and faith in sustaining a successful marriage.
But if I have a child, I tell him that child, you are bad, you are bad, you are bad. Yeah, but then he sees, okay, since mom says I'm bad, let me be bad. About that child. If you tell that child, you are going to do well, you will do well, you do well, you do well, then that will spur him or her up to do something better. We can change our story about our people.
Governor Uzodinma expressed gratitude to God for the gift of his wife and the journey of their union, thanking the guests for their presence and support.
Marriage is not easy. The Bible telling us, wife, respect your husband. Husband, love your wife. It's very easy to say, but it's not very easy to keep. But in my own, today, my wife can testify. I've done my best to keep to this biblical.
Lagos State Governor Senator Adams Oshiomhole spoke on behalf of the governors and senators present at the event.
I can clearly see that it's been a happy journey, a one that truly God has blessed, God has endowed, and we're grateful that we're witnessing, or we have witnessed today's event.
I think Governor Hope, NNPC need people like you as maintenance officers so that their turnaround maintenance will not be on and off. You will be sustained, continuous, and renewed. Because anybody who saw you in the church, and even now, Madam, my brother did try.
The celebration was marked by the cutting of the anniversary wedding cake, music from different artists, and other performances that graced the couple's exemplary marital life.
Can I have O?
O.
A V?
V.
And E?
Governor Uzodinma's 10th wedding anniversary serves as a testament to the enduring power of love and unity. As families, friends, and well-wishers celebrate this milestone with them, it also highlights the importance of strong family values in leadership. From Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
Also in the news, the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company has disclosed that there will be power disruptions in some parts of Abuja due to relocation of the 33 kV DC airport feeder and 132 kV Kukwaba Apo transmission line towers along the outer southern expressway. The AEDC, in a statement, informed residents that there will be power interruptions from January 6th to January 21st, 2025 due to Federal Capital Development Authority FCDA relocating the 33 kV DC Airport feeder and 132 kV Kukwaba Apple transmission line towers along the outer southern expressway. Officials of Operation Whirlwind Zone A of the Nigerian Customs Service have raided some criminal hideouts along the Lagos waterways in Badagry and intercepted 10,970 liters of premium malted spirits, popularly called petrol, stocked in plastic sacks concealed in wooden boats. With the commercial value of the petrol put at 110 million naira, the products were allegedly being smuggled into Benin Republic by members of a smuggling ring operating in Lagos State creeks. Zonal coordinator of Operation Whirlwind Zone A, comprising 6 states in the southwest region, Kehinde Ejibunu, who made this disclosure, stated that the petrol was stored in 61 plastic sacks and 7 plastic jerry cans. Elsewhere in the news, the Apex Igbo socio-cultural group Ohanize Ndigbo worldwide have expressed its excitement about the planned visit of President Bola Tinubu to Enugu State, slated for today. Ohanize, in a statement issued by the Secretary to the Enugu State Government, Professor Chidebere Onyia, expressed optimism for the release of the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is expected to commission some of the projects executed by the Enugu State Governor Peter Mbaz's administration during the one-day visit. You're watching the live broadcast of Midday News on Global Television, which is coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. When Midday News returns, former President Olusegun Obasanjo tells Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited its refinery tour invitation is disrespectful. We shall bring you details of that story as well as foreign, business and sports right after this break. Please stay with us. Welcome back to the news. If you're just joining, it is Midday News on Global Television. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has faulted the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, NNPCL, over the recent invitation extended to him to tour both Port Harcourt and Warri refineries, describing it as disrespectful. Reacting to the invitation through his media raid, Kehinde Akinyemi, Obasanjo said such an open invitation was disrespectful to his office in person, noting that the oil company had not sent any formal invitation to him January 2nd, 2025. The NNPCL, following an interview during which the ex-president recounted failed efforts to privatize oil plants in the country, had through its spokesperson, Olufemi Shoneye, invited the former president for a tour of the Port Harcourt and Warri refineries. In response, the NNPCL spokesperson, Femi Shoneye, insisted that the refineries were working, explaining that the NNPCL had not only carried out turnaround maintenance on the plants, but also embarked on a complete overhaul of the refineries to meet world-class standards. And in business news, the federal government has allocated 132 billion naira to support farmers and farming activities in 2025. This allocation disclosed in the 2025 appropriation bill forms part of a broader plan under the National Agricultural Development Fund, NADF, aimed at tackling poverty, low productivity, and limited access to resources which have long hindered agricultural growth in Nigeria. The NADF, signed by former President Muhammadu Buhari in October 2022, is established to drive agricultural development and serve as a critical vehicle for financial support and policy implementation. Subscribers have said that they are preparing to sue telecommunications companies over a proposed tariff hike that could double service costs nationwide. Telecom operators have defended the increase as essential to offset rising operational expenses, but the National Association of Telecommunications Subscribers, NATCOMS, has strongly opposed it. NATCOMS President Adeolu Ogumbanjo said the group plans to file a a class action lawsuit if the telecom operators proceed with the hike without first exploring alternative revenue generating methods. Ogunbajo criticized the proposed 100% tariff hike as excessive and unsustainable, urging the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC) to deny the operator's request. And the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has again clarified that the 1,000 staff members who opted out of service in December 2024 were not forced to quit their jobs. The CBN Governor, Olayemi Cardoso, stated this in Abuja at an investigative hearing of the House of Representatives ad hoc committee probing the circumstances leading to the exit of the staff members and how the sum of 50 billion naira severance package for the affected persons was arrived at. Cardoso, represented by Deputy Director of Corporate Service of the CBN, Bala Bello, added that the affected persons opted to disengage through the voluntary early exit program with payment of full benefits. And the chairman of the Nigerian Economic Summit Group, NESG, Ni Yusuf, has advocated for urgent sectorial reforms as Nigeria faces a tough road ahead, pointing out that inflation, high interest rates and sluggish sector growth continues to challenge economic stability and might linger in the new year if not adequately tackled. Yusuf offered an assessment of Nigeria's 2025 economic outlook during his speech at the Lagos Business School recently, where he emphasized the urgent need for reforms to stabilize the economy and foster sustainable growth. He highlighted the disparity in sectorial performance and revealed that only 4 sectors, including the oil and gas, ICT, finance and water resources, grew by more than 5% in 2024. And now moving on to the foreign scene, a mysterious viral outbreak is overwhelming some hospitals in China and prompting people to wear face masks again. Videos circulating on social media showed overcrowded hospital units, parents waiting in long lines with sick children, and patients wearing face masks in packed facilities. Unverified reports have also emerged claiming crematoriums and funeral homes are overwhelmed, prompting concerns and comparisons to the early days of the COVID-19 outbreak in China. Local news outlets have attributed the outbreak to human metapneumovirus, the HMPV, a virus that typically causes mild cold-like symptoms. However, Chinese health officials have not confirmed this as the cause. And South Korea's political leadership was in uncharted territory after the sitting president resisted arrest over a field martial law decree days after the warrant expires. In scenes of high drama, Yoon Suk-yeol's presidential guards and military troops shielded the former star prosecutor from investigators who called off their arrest attempt, citing safety concerns. The South Korean president was impeached and suspended last month after the bungled martial law declaration, a political move swiftly overturned by parliament with a separate warrant later issued for his arrest. A U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has denounced the judge's decision to set a sentencing date in his hush money trial before his January 20th inauguration as an illegitimate political attack. Trump wrote on his Truth Social page after Judge Juan Merchan earlier upheld Trump's conviction by a New York jury and set his sentencing for January 10th that the illegitimate political attack is nothing but a rigged charade. The New York judge had set sentencing for 10 days before his January 20th inauguration, saying he was not inclined to impose jail time. And now moving on to the world of sports, Nigeria's Kasim Abdulsalam has been selected by the Confederation of African Football (CAF) as one of the center referees expected to officiate at the 2024 African Nations Championship (CHAN), a biennial continental tournament meant solely for African players plying their trade in their country's various local national leagues. Abdulsalam was the only Nigerian referee listed in the 65-man roster of officials released by CAF on its website. The tournament, the 8th in the series, is scheduled to hold in 3 countries, Tanzania, Uganda and Kenya, from February 1st to February 28th, and would be in the first edition co-hosted by 3 different countries. And Paris 2024 Olympics 400-meter finalist Samuel Ogazi has been added to the World Athletics Testing Pool following the latest update by the Athletics Integrity Unit, AIU. The 18-year-old Ogazi distinguished himself at the Paris Olympics, running inside 45 seconds twice to reach the final on his first attempt at the greatest sporting fiesta in the world. Ogazi, who is the reigning African under-18 200 meters and 400 meters champion, thus proved himself as one of the athletes at the highest level of the sport of track and field, and is now one of the 9 Nigerian athletes who are considered to be at the highest level of athletics. The 9 Nigerian athletes on the registered international testing pool are thus required to provide whereabouts information to the AIU, and the information will be used by anti-doping organizations, ADOs, to locate athletes for effective out-of-competition doping control. Manchester United fans began 2024 buoyed at the prospect of a new dawn, but the winds of change at Old Trafford under Jim Ratcliffe have so far only hastened the demise of the English giants. 12 months on, United travelled to bitter rivals Liverpool on Sunday, fearing another humiliation on the back of 4 consecutive defeats that have left new manager Ruben Amorim stressing his side are in a Premier League relegation battle. AFP Sports looks at what has gone wrong on and off the field since British billionaire Ratcliffe bought a $1.6 billion minority stake in the club and took control of the club's football operations. In tennis, the 2022 Wimbledon champion Elena Rybakina has said that her former coach Stefano Vukov never mistreated her after reports that he has been provisionally suspended by the WTA. The world number 6 wants to bring Vukov back into her team, but the Athletics this week said he is on their investigation for a potential breach of the Women's Tour Code of Conduct. The Athletics said the WTA launched the investigation last year after complaints were made about his conduct and described as intense and at times harsh by others within the sport. The controversy comes ahead of the first Grand Slam of the year, the Australian Open, starting on January 12th. And that's a wrap on Global TV's Midday News. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276 and free-to-air Nightcomsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @Global TV NG. I am Amina Jibril. Thank you for watching. Good afternoon.